Hello, and welcome to another episode of Hello Word, the podcast where we dive into the wonderful world of the English language, one word at a time. I'm Alex, your host, and I'm so glad you're here today. Our word of the day is bury. It's a B1 level verb that means to cover something with earth. Let's talk about what makes this word so useful and how you can start using it in your daily conversations. The word bury is often used when talking about placing something underground, whether it's for practical reasons, like burying a treasure, or something more emotional, like burying a loved one after they've passed away. It can also be used in a more figurative sense, like burying your feelings or burying a bad memory. Now, let's explore some synonyms for bury. One common synonym is entomb, which is often used in more formal or ceremonial contexts, like saying someone was entombed in a crypt. Another synonym is inter, which is also formal and typically associated with burial rites. For example, the family decided to inter the remains in the local cemetery. On the other hand, you might use a simpler synonym like cover, as in let's cover the seeds with soil to help them grow. Let's look at some antonyms for bury to highlight its contrasting meanings. A common antonym is unearth, which means to dig something up, like archaeologists unearthed an ancient artifact. Another antonym is expose, which means to reveal or uncover something, as in the heavy rain exposed the roots of a tree. These opposites help us understand bury more clearly by showing us what it means to do the reverse. In everyday life, you might use bury in many situations. If you're gardening, you might say, I need to bury the bulbs before winter. During a conversation, you might hear someone say, let's just bury the hatchet, which is an expression meaning to resolve a conflict and move on. Or maybe someone talks about trying to bury the past, meaning they're trying to forget something painful or difficult. Here are a few more examples of bury in action. The dog loves to bury bones in the backyard. They decided to bury a time capsule for future generations to discover. She tried to bury her disappointment, but it showed on her face. These sentences show how versatile and meaningful this word can be. That's all for today's word, bury. To summarize, it's a verb that means to cover something with earth, and it can also have figurative meanings. We explored synonyms like entomb, inter, and cover, as well as antonyms like unearth and expose. Thank you so much for listening to Hello Word. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. Your support really helps others discover the show. I'd love for you to try using bury in a sentence of your own. Share it with us in the comments. I'm Alex, and I'll see you next time for another deep dive into the English language. Happy learning!